Hi there, this is Ranjit from tech2buzz.com, and in this video we're going to do the full review for this budget-oriented Android phone known as the Samsung Galaxy Fame. I've already done the unboxing of this phone, so you can check out this video to know what comes inside the box. And this is a budget-oriented Android phone, and this is the Duos version. That means it's a dual SIM version, and the screen size on this is a 3.5-inch screen. And let me give you a quick physical overview first. On the top, we'll find this 3.5mm headphone jack, a small indent to open the back cover. We have the power on-off button, which is pretty tactile, and we have this paint job. This is a chrome style finish. It's still just plastic, it's not metal, but this is the first time I'm seeing this with Galaxy phone, and it gives a different look. And on the bottom we have the microphone, micro USB slot that'll be used for charging and syncing, and on this end we have just the volume rocker. Moving towards the back, we have the opening for the speakerphone, 5-megapixel autofocus camera, LED flash, Samsung branding, nothing else on the bottom. And now moving towards the front, we have a front-facing VGA camera, and we have some sensors, and this is the earpiece. And the voice call quality that I got with this phone was very good, no issues. I did all my testing with just a single SIM, and let me show you the back cover also. We can just easily open it up like this. And as you can see, the battery is a 1300 milliampere battery, and if we remove this, we can add the two SIMs. It accepts a micro SIM, so you need to be careful regarding that. And we can also add a micro SD card here. I added an 8GB micro SD card, but you can add up to 64 GB if required. In terms of the battery life, as I said, I did all my testing with just a single SIM, and with a single SIM and with average usage, it can last you one working day without issues. And the good thing is that this phone comes out of the box with Android version 4.1, that's Jelly Bean. Let me show you the same. And if you can see, the Android version that it comes with 4.1.2. Also, coming to the storage, it has 4 gigs of internal storage, but you get only 1.8 GB out of that. I actually installed a lot of apps, so it will be a little bit less. For example, as you can see, it's 1.34, but when you get the phone fresh, it's about 1.84 GB. And as I said, we can also add a SD card to it, but by default, you cannot move the apps from the internal storage to the SD card. If you want to do that, you might have to root the device. And before proceeding with this review, I want to thank Faisal Communications for providing this unit for review. And regarding the pricing, as you can see, the MRP price quoted here is 11,400, but Faisal Communications quoted me a street price of around 10,000 for this phone. Another good thing about this phone is that you can also do video calling with the same. And I actually tested this front-facing camera with Skype video calls, and it was pretty decent, I would say. Now I'm connected to my Wi-Fi network, so let's just quickly fire up the browser. We have actually Chrome browser pre-installed on this phone, so let's use that. And it's loading our website tech2buzz.com. And as you can see, the thing with this phone is that the resolution is not very impressive. The screen resolution is just 320 by 480, so it's actually pretty low. And also you don't get this auto brightness sensor, so to adjust the brightness you need to manually adjust it from this one. And now let me just open up one of the stories, because we have some YouTube videos that are embedded on this web page. And let me just try to shift to this angle. And as you can see, it did shift, but it's not the quickest. It's powered by a 1 GHz single core processor, and the GPU on this is a Broadcom based. Actually, I have already done the benchmarking for this phone in this video, so you can check out that if you're interested in benchmarks. Welcome to my YouTube channel, that's Geekyranjit, and in this video we're going to do the in-depth review for this LG Optimus G, which is a high-end Android phone by LG. And this is the lock screen, and as you can see, while you unlock, you can see what's inside. Really, so as you can see, it could play back YouTube videos that are embedded on the web page. As the RAM is just 512 MB, I did notice a little bit of lag at times with this phone. For example, in the UI also, you might see a little bit of lag. But for the most part, the phone works. But if you want a completely smooth experience, you won't get with this phone. And as it runs on the Android version 4.1 Jelly Bean, it does support Google Now. Let me show you the same. And this is the task manager. and if you press this G button, you can go to Google now. Again, as you can see, sometimes apps like this do take time to load on this phone. Let me get out, and you can also just hit this and ask questions. For example, what's the height of Mount Everest?
Mount Everest is 8,848.00 meters tall.
So as you can see, it works, and you can hit this home button for a while and it shows you the recent apps, and you can just swipe away to kill all the apps. Let me do the same now, and also let us just free up the memory, and let me also show you the available free RAM that's available on this phone if you free up the memory. I have this application called Android System Info, and as you can see, we just get about 169 MB of memory that is free. Again, this is when we freed all the apps, but if you regularly use the phone, it's actually a bit low. And due to this, I feel the phone is sometimes that lag I mentioned is due to that low RAM. Actually, Samsung also makes another variant of this budget Android phone known as the Samsung Galaxy Young, which has a smaller screen than this. It's about 3.3 inches, but that phone, even being cheaper than this, has 768 MB of RAM. But that phone, the Young, does not have a front-facing camera, and the rear-facing camera is nothing good. Actually, the rear-facing camera on this Galaxy Fame is pretty decent. I'll talk about it a bit later. And now coming to media playback, also I had a decent experience. I actually installed this MX player, and let's try to play back this video. This is a 720p video clip. Again, the viewing angles are nothing great on this phone. It's actually poor. If you see, if I tilt the screen, the viewing angles become pretty bad. So as you can see, this is a 720p clip and it can play it back, but again, the playback is not the smoothest. It tends to skip 1 or 2 frames, but it is very watchable, I would say. If you want the smoothest video playback experience, I would say restrict it up to 480p. I could also play back YouTube videos without any issues. Let me show you the same. And this is the YouTube app. Again, as I said, loading of new apps does take some time on this phone. It's a little bit slow. Let's go to my channel. That's Geekyranjit. And let's just play back the unboxing video of this Galaxy Fame itself. And you can switch to high quality if you want. Samsung Galaxy Fame. This is another budget-oriented Android phone by Samsung, and again, this is the dual SIM version. And let's look at some of the specs that it specifies. It supports 3G and 2G. So as you can see, it could play that back without any issues. Also, I could do a fair bit amount of gaming with this phone. It could even play games like Dead Trigger, Beach Buggy, and Subway Surfer. I would say, yeah, it tend to skip a few frames again in Dead Trigger and Beach Bug Blitz. But in Subway Surfer and Temple Run 2, it was very smooth. So it is also decent for casual gaming. I actually made a dedicated video regarding gaming. So if you are interested in that, you can check out this video. Also, Samsung did not skimp on the sensors, and the Compass app actually works pretty fine on this phone. As you can see, it's tracking fine. Also, in terms of benchmarks, also I got some decent results, I would say. I've actually made another video regarding the benchmarks, so you can check out that for more info. Now, let me also show you the multi-touch points that we got. Actually, we did get 5 multi-touch points with this phone, so that's also nice. Also, as I said, I tested it with Skype. Skype also worked fine. I could make video calls with it. It also has a built-in, file manager, like many of the Samsung phones. Coming to the keyboard, actually, because the screen size is actually pretty small, it was a little bit difficult to type. For example, as you can see, I'm making a lot of mistakes. and it will be better if you move it to this orientation and do the typing. It's much more easier this way. So that's for the keyboard. And let me also show you a little bit about the camera. The rear facing camera is a 5 megapixel shooter, and we do get functions like, what do you say, tap to focus. Actually, as you can see, it focused actually pretty quickly, and it takes the snaps also pretty quickly, I would say. And we have some basic settings. We can switch to the front facing camera if we want. We can do GPS tagging, and the resolution max it offers is 5 megapixel. And for the video, the max it offers is 640 by 480. I actually made a dedicated video regarding the camera performance. So if you want to see all the sample shots and videos that I took with this phone, you can check out that video. But overall, I would say in terms of camera performance, it's pretty decent. It's nothing excellent, I would say, but pretty decent. And outdoors, you will get some very clean shots. Indoors, yeah, the pictures come out to be a little bit noisy. So what do I feel about this Samsung Galaxy Fame? This is a decent phone, I would say, and it's priced around rupees 10,000 in India. But one con that as I said, is that at times the phone tends to lag a little bit, and I feel that it's due to the low RAM on this. I just don't understand the fact that the Samsung Galaxy Young, which is a cheaper phone than this, has 768 MB of RAM, but this Fame has just 512 MB of RAM. Overall, it was a decent performance. The screen quality, as I said, is just average. So before you buy this phone, I would say that you go to a local store, check it out, and if you're happy with the screen, go ahead with it. And I would seriously suggest that the Galaxy Young was a much better performing phone in terms of overall performance because of the higher RAM. But the Galaxy Young's camera was really bad. So I would suggest this Galaxy Fame if you are more inclined towards the camera. The rear facing camera is decent, and it also has the front facing camera. Again, it's a decent budget oriented Android phone by Samsung. I hope you found this video review helpful. If you found it helpful, I'll appreciate if you can click the like button given below. That's it for now. This is Ranjit, and I hope to see you in my next video.